Accra to the world we bring it. Fresh stories, fresh energy every morning, full of fire and glory. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. GhanaTalks breakfast show. GhanaTalks breakfast show. Your daily dose, here we go. GhanaTalks breakfast show. GhanaTalks breakfast show. Only on GhanaTalks radio. Turn it up and stay tuned. For the talk that moves you and keeps your heart in tune.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast.
From the traffic to the trends, we got something for your day. Every voice, every vision, lighting up the way. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. GhanaTalks breakfast show. GhanaTalks breakfast show.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your morning companion. Another beautiful Friday morning live on GhanaTalks radio. I was about to say happy holidays, but I realized the holiday coming up is on Wednesday, and the Ministry of Interior together with President John Dramani Mahama have moved the holiday to Friday. So next week Friday is a holiday. I think Wednesday is Republic Day. Yes, Republic Day. But we wouldn't be enjoying the holidays until Friday. And you know, when it comes to journalists, we don't have anywhere to go. We would have to serve you people with hot, sumptuous, juicy and breathtaking breakfast. Yes. So before I move to the major news headlines, let's take a look at the newspaper review. On the front page of the Daily Statesman, minority takes on government over utility tariff increase. So apparently Electricity of Ghana together with Ghana Water Company, they want to increase their in fact it's a product. So Ghana Water Company is increasing it by 83%, something of that sort, and ECG is also increasing it. We're increasing a pan and on that same front page, Cabinet approves state assets production bill and anti-corruption plan. And also on Daily Graphic, government and mines seal historic gold pact. 30% large-scale production goes to Gold Board. So after the 30% of the large-scale production or Ebeko Gold Board hole. And also on that same page, we have first national disaster risk strategy underway. And on that same front page, bill to end witchcraft accusations under considerations. This is coming from the local government minister. On the front page of the Daily Gist, Kaswa NDC sex scandal gets messy. Regional chairman locks up radio station. On that same front page also, minority exposes government VIP treatment for convicted Sedina Tamaklo. On the news center, judge jails Larry Dogbe despite service notice dispute. And with that, we'll be coming in the major news headlines. We would be discussing it. On the Republic Press, Kaswa NDC in fresh crisis. Officials shut down radio station, promised to stage comeback. And also, minority demands answers over missing 15 days before Sedina's jailing. And lastly, Amrahia demolition victims seek Mohammed's help. Yes, so these are a few newspaper review that I brought on your way. Do all to join us in the conversation live on YouTube, live on X, and live on Facebook. I answer to the name Regina Bless. I have with me Miss Debbie Adorso. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
All is well.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move straight to today's major news headlines. The new Patriotic Party has given its National Disciplinary Committee 2 weeks to investigate petitions filed against former Ascent Central MP and former presidential aspirant Kennedy Ejapon. National organizer of the new Patriotic Party, Henry Nanabuache, said the party's National Executive Committee received a number of petitions and referred them to the Disciplinary Committee for investigation in line with party procedures and the NPP constitution. According to him, the National Council approved the decision and tasked the committee, chaired by former Roads Minister Kwesi Amwako Atta, to complete its work within 2 weeks. He explained that the committee's findings would be submitted to the National Council, which would then take a final decision on the matter and determine any sanctions it considers appropriate. Nanabuachi declined to comment on the possible outcome of the investigation, insisting it would be wrong to prejudge the work of the disciplinary committee. The right, constitutional, and procedural process is being followed, adding that the National Council, as the party's second highest decision-making body, would consider the committee's report before making any decision. The development follows growing tensions within the NPP, which were evident during a National Executive Committee meeting held on Thursday. Clashes reportedly broke out among party supporters outside the meeting avenue, with some demonstrators chanting, "Ken must go," in an apparent reference to Kennedy Ejapon. The unrest is believed to be linked to recent comments by the former presidential aspirant, who criticized the party's leadership over what he described as the failure to operationalize the Afari Military Hospital. The disciplinary committee is expected to submit its report to the National Council within the next 2 weeks. So this is what is going on in the camp of NPP, the New Patriotic Party. Paul Afoko has come out several times to make sure that these people are united, but obviously it looks like unity is far away from the NPP. It looks like a pandemic. Say, the unity is far away from them. So yesterday, some youth NPP, should I call them the enthusiasts, staged a protest. Kennedy Ejapon must go in the premises of NEC whilst a meeting was going on. Now, the issue has been taken on by the NPP Disciplinary Committee. They would have to investigate the issue. All this is because of the comments he made. So, Miss Debbie, with the comments made by Kennedy Ejapon, was there something wrong with it?
Personally, I saw nothing wrong with what Kennedy Japan said. I feel like the MPP, they are refusing to accept the fact that they are wrong. And I will personally say that Kennedy Japan is the only person in the party I see to be a truthful one. So this man is actually telling you the truth, that this is what is ongoing in the party. Why not pay attention to it and ensure that the right thing is being done? Why would you refer him to the disciplinary committee? What is his offense? What is his crime? Now his offense and his only crime is to tell you in the face that you've been in power for 8 years, and the same thing that you are pointing finger to, accusing the NDC government of not being able to complete in a pace of one year 6 months. You have been in power for 8 good years and you did nothing about that. So what wrong has he done? That he told you the truth and you are refusing to accept it. But that is the truth. That is what he's telling you. And he said it. After that, he said that government is continuous. He's not saying that the current administration shouldn't complete the hospital. But he's just trying to tell them the truth that, listen, what you couldn't do in 8 years, don't be pointing finger at a baby, what's the name? A baby government that is 1 year 6 months. So in normal sense, a 1 year 6 months old child cry, I think also an auntie. On to 2, you can say on 15 simple year. And then you are telling them to do that. But when you talk about, look, compare a 1 year 6 month child to an 8 years child.
It's different.
There is a vast difference. The 8 years child is more grown, more matured than 1 year 6 months. So you have been in power for 8 good years and you did nothing about the Afari military hospital. So this is simple. I think they are just seeing Kennedy Japan as a threat. And so they've referred the case to the disciplinary committee. The disciplinary committee also said they will interview it, they will sit on the issue and then come out with the results. For me, I see that as a waste of time. You know the truth, just accept it. As simple as that. Just accept it that yes, this is it, we failed. Then you continue. Obi anyhow abeka cry aboneda. And if you do something wrong, if a government mistakenly use more than what he's supposed to use for a particular developmental project, and then the government comes to tell that, oh, I'm sorry, first we said this is the total amount that we will need to complete this particular project, but along the line we realize that no, we will need more of that. Yeah, we will just, you hear people talk, say things because you should at least abide by your own rules. This is what you said. You should be able to abide by that and not to drift. But in a way, we also assume that, well, mistakes do happen. Maybe whoever surveyed that particular project did not tell you the total amount that is supposed to that is needed to complete it. So even though when you say it, they will bash you, but there is nothing anybody can do because you've already spoken out. It's not as if you don't say it and after you left Spa, somebody comes and the person realizes that is what you did. It becomes worse than you coming out to voice it out yourself. So it is simple. Just accept it that you failed. You didn't do it. Now what do we do? Okay, fine. Forgive us. We'll make sure that we'll support this current administration so that they complete their Afari military hospital. Because it's not for MPP, it's not for NDC. If today someone falls sick, your family member falls sick, you don't know where they'll find themselves. Maybe that day you have to fly them abroad and there is an issue with their passport. There is an issue with their visa. There is an issue somewhere and then you will need to treat them. And maybe the person will be sent to this particular hospital we are talking about. The hospital is a life-saving, I call it a life-saving sector. So please, we are begging them. I see no reason why Kennedy Japan should be referred to the disciplinary committee. If 99% of the MPP party faithful behave like Kennedy, I'm telling you, like to compete with the NDC will be very, very tough. I'm telling you the fact. But because they don't say the truth, they know that this is the truth, but they are seeing you in your face and then they are telling you that it's a lie. So if your own member has identified it and they are telling you that this is wrong, I think you should just accept it in good faith and work towards it. There shouldn't be an instances where you refer the person for what. Now, I think the Japan also disciplinary committee.
Not at all.
If you like, you can sack him from the party. He will still say whatever he wants to say.
Exactly.
Do you know these people? I feel as if what karma? You see, karma is real low. What they've plotted, they are reaping it. I'm saying this because when Kennedy Japan was so vocal, speaking against other people, they were backing him. They didn't tell him that, see, whatever you are doing is wrong. Kennedy Japan will sit on radio, talk in the face of other people, reveal secrets, reveal things, and his own party people were supporting him. And today he's coming back to bite you, and then now you see that same act. Yes, you are seeing that same act that you used to back as bad. This is the same thing that you've been supporting for a number of years now. Now you see it as bad. What changed? That is the question. What changed? So whatever the person did that you were backing, now you are. I mean, you're having a taste, just a taste. This one is a pinch taste of whatever he has been feeding people out there. You just have you are having a pinch of it, Keke, and then you are complaining. And I'm sure another one has to do with the expose. He said he'll be exposing them in next year, June, July. And I feel like what he's doing is very, very strategic because June, July, we are almost getting to the next election, another election year. So I'm sure by that June, July, people will be campaigning and all that. And somebody coming out to expose your party, you get it. And she tell you that he has purported to tarnish the party. And if you know that you've not done anything wrong, why should you panic?
Exactly.
I feel like this one, it shouldn't be even made public. You just meet the person one-on-one. I know Kennedy Japan is not somebody that you can convince. So imagine even the video. When he was saying it, a party member was
blinking.
Yes. Oh God. He was like, why are you blinking your eyes? Let's just say the truth. Because see, if today Ghana should be at a good place, it will favor me, to favor you, to favor everybody. But if Ghana is hanging, you will suffer, I will suffer. So the best thing should be done. If we should get about 90 people like Kennedy Japan,
the country is good to go.
The country is good to go.
When it comes to the New Patriotic Party, I don't want to label them as scammers. I want to use the same words the minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin used against the NDC. He said when it comes to the NDC, they are scammers. Now, yeka scammers are motiase. But when it comes to the NPP, I would say they are worse. I always say that when it comes to these two political parties, trust none, because they are all having the same spots. Exactly, they are all having the same spots. Nothing can be changed, nothing can be erased. You were in power for good 8 years. You were not able to complete the Afari Hospital. Your own party member, executive, has come out to condemn what you people are doing. It is time we put politics aside and face the reality. How can you blame someone who has been in power for not even up to 2 years, and someone who has been in power for 8 years is condemning that person for not completing what they themselves were not able to complete for good 8 years? Excuse me to say, it doesn't make sense. It's senseless. And we know Kennedy Japan to be someone who is very disciplined. He's an upright man. He would lambast you no matter who you are. Even Nebuchadnezzar called lambast you. I can't remember a story that popped up where he left his son to be in police custody.
Yes, he did.
How much more you, the New Patriotic Party, you are not even feeding him. You are not feeding him. Abronye DC. He was there. Nothing. He was not even, he was caught, but he snubbed them. And someone who is at least contributing immensely to the growth of MPP. You people are saying what? You want to call him and discipline. Discipline him for what exactly? For saying the truth. I always say it is only in the African settings where when you are confident, they term you as disrespectful. When you are able to voice out without fear, they term you as disrespectful, which is wrong. So to the New Patriotic Party, I think they should find something better to tell the Ghanaian people. than what they are saying on their socials, because honestly, it is pissing me off. I know when it comes to we the journalists, we need to make sure that we don't add emotions. But sometimes it gets out of hand, especially with what the MPPs are doing. And if it was the NDC, would have said the same thing.
All right.
The NDCs, even if someone comes out to lambast their party, in fact, that is what every communicator is supposed to do.
Yeah.
If your party is going the south, what's new? You say the truth so that they will be on their toes.
Yeah.
But you don't like to keep them, excuse me to say, fooling. You have to keep them on their toes. You have to discipline them. But it looks like
Because of 50 cedis, I used to buy water,
like
transport.
look, in fact, you are selling your integrity, you are selling your loyalty just for these peanuts.
Yeah.
Once you are even the right person to even be in that position, because you are a youth and you should be sensible than the older there. But no, because of 50 cities, as Ms. Debbie said. Let's move on. The Ghana Journalists Association has described as unfortunate the 7-day custodial sentence imposed on journalist and publisher of the Herald newspaper, Larry Alans Dogbe, following a contempt of court ruling. In a statement issued on Thursday, June 25th, 2026, the association said it is closely monitoring developments in the case and has sought legal advice to guide its next course of action. Mr. Dogbe was sentenced on Thursday, June 25th, by an Accra High Court presided over by Justice Isaac Addo, after being found guilty of contempt in relation to publications concerning a legal dispute between business Kevin Ochre, founder and chief executive officer of Springfield Exploration and Production Limited, and Patraco SA. The contempt charges stemmed from articles published by the Herald regarding a petition filed by Patraco SA against Mr. Ochre. According to the court, Mr. Dogbe failed to comply with an interlocutory injunction restraining him from publishing further statements on the matter. Reacting to the ruling, the GJA said it is taking steps to fully understand the legal implications of the decisions. The association considers this development unfortunate and is closely monitoring the issues arising from the case. In keeping with our mandate to safeguard press freedom and protect the rights and welfare of journalists, the GJA is seeking direction from its legal team to determine the appropriate course of action, the statement said. The association urged media practitioners and the general public to remain calm and exercise restraint in discussing the matter while consultations continue. And then it means so they can sue us.
I know. That one, yeah.
Then let's stop talking about it. But it is our duty. We have to talk about it. We encourage all stakeholders to be circumspect in their commentary and to allow due process to take its course. The GJA further assured its members and the public that it will soon communicate its considered position on the case and any actions that may follow. In the meantime, the association expressed solidarity with Mr. Dogbe. The association stands in firm solidarity with journalist Larry Dogbe during this difficult period. So he would be in custody for 7 days. And this is because he was officially and formally presented, should I call it a letter, not to publish anything in regards to the, Petraco SAS in South Africa.
That was the same thing that came in mind.
Petraco SA versus Mr. Ochre. So apparently this Petraco SA has sued Mr. Ochre for certain issues best known to them, and Mr. Herald, the Herald newspaper has been asked not to publish anything in regards to this again. But we the journalists are so thing. I said that it is my right. I have the right to update the people on what is going on. And they've taken him on for court of contempt, and our contempt of courts. Miss Debbie, it looks like the attack on journalists are now becoming unbecoming, even with personal people. I know that when it comes to journalists, the voice for the voiceless, but they are not giving us that mandate to exercise our full right, and it is becoming disturbing. Even with us discussing this, it is a different issue we can also be taking on. But it is what it is. We have to talk about it. And I've also seen now, is it Obatampa? Either Obatampa Radio has also talked about this issue, that they are not in support of what is happening to the journalists. Now, what do you think? Should we stop talking about issues in Ghana and focus on the other people in other countries?
That is impossible. You cannot leave your country to talk about issues happening in other countries. You have to focus on what is happening in your country. You see, when this issue popped out, GJ said it's unfortunate. You see, you have the right to publish information, publish whatever news you want to, but when it has to do with issues involving the law, you need to be very, very careful. Now, if you look at the what happened, I think one of the it's between Mr. Autry and I think one of them said the Herald newspaper published the info without seeking seeking the view of the other party. So it's just like you busy. So let's say you had a disagreement with Q, and then instead of me asking Q and asking you, I just asked Q, and then what Q said, I published an info and news based on what he said without taking your view. Okay. So in a way, it's like I'm siding with Q. And then pushing you out, which is wrong. So you also find it as an offense because whatever I have published, you feel like it's wrong because I need to ask you what happened. This is what you is saying. What are you also saying? Then I compare the two, and then write on it. But I don't have to just listen to the side of Q. Yes, and then you write it. So you see, as journalists, we need to be very, very careful. In as much as we have the right to go out there, pick information and pick the news, we have the right to publish it. We have the right to talk about issues, share our opinions, share our views. We also need to be very, very careful. Because as it stands now, if GJ that is supposed to support you is telling you that it's unfortunate, then they should tell you that there is nothing they can do. Exactly. They said it's unfortunate that this is happening. There is nothing they can do. The Herald newspaper is not a common newspaper. This is a newspaper that has been in existence for so long. Yeah. And then you see he has been in there for they said he will be there for 7 days. Oh, come on. It's a whole lot. But then we need to be very, very careful. We need to be very, very... If it's a blogger, I would have said that is their behavior. Because sometimes a blogger can post info and news, and then the headline is not even relating to whatever is being written in the body of the news. Yeah. It's a different thing altogether. And because they need the views, they just do that to attract the reader. And so they bring out a captivating headline, a headline that is very attractive. So immediately I see that, this headline is very captivating. It's like, it's kind of, shall I use the word enticing? You just go in and then you read. But by the time you finish reading, you realize that what is being stated in the headline plus what the person is writing, it doesn't even correlate. So we need to be very, very careful. The fact that we have the right to speak doesn't mean that we should come here and be saying things that we don't know. I won't mention any station name, but they know themselves. I remember when was it August 4th issue that happened, or August 8th issue that happened where we lost 8 gallant men, and they said there was something like a black box or something. So they said they were going to interview, they were going to do their research and then find out what they said or what transpired before the explosion of the plane. Hey, I did a researchers one young found by and one media station said they came to publish what was in there.
It is well.
They came to publish what was in there. Whereas the people were going in for the research have not even come out to tell us that they are done. And I learned it to even take more. We saw how long it took before they came out. Even when they came out, what they said, me, I didn't get any understanding from the result they brought out to do.
They said it was due to weather.
That was what they said. But before that day, before they went in for the research, one media house published what was inside there. And I was confused. I was like, hey,
how did you know?
How did you know? And recently, when Ghana was playing football, you see, they did another one. I've forgotten. They said something. Oh, when before Ghana played the match, they made a statement that was it Pate or somebody?
Yes, UTV.
Oh,
my body, you know. No, it was them because of all the media stations in Ghana, it was only UTV. The lady that they are insulting for her buttocks. It is her.
I didn't mention anybody's name.
No, the video is there. I saw the video. She said that.
Yeah.
She said Pate has been granted the visa.
Yes.
So I was very happy. So I was also about to post it.
Yes.
And I was like, no. I went on X to check. Nothing is there. I was like, so this boy, where did they get the
And I think there was another person who also came out, did a video, and was like, they said Pate has been granted visa, but they've searched across all media. Nothing.
Yes.
So where did they get the info
from? Where did they get it from?
So you see, this one, someone can sue you. So I think we should be very, very careful. Very, very careful. As I said, in as much as we have the right to publish the news, we have the right to go out there, pick the news, write it. We know the right thing. That is my problem. We know the right thing to do. Imagine there is an incident right now that a minor has been raped. And then you go to interview. You don't interview the minor. You go to interview the person who was being caught, accused. Yeah. And then you take only the side of that person. Then you publish it. What are you causing to the minor who is going through trauma and stigmatization and discrimination? What are you doing to that small minor? No. So you take both sides. You take from the accused. You take from the child, even from the parents of the child, the people in that area. You pick all this and then you sit down and then you put everything together. Then you publish it. In this case, you are being fair because in the story, there is a side of the accused, there is a side of the minor, the parents, and even those living in that area where the incident happened. But sometimes we don't do that. And you see, the problem is everybody wants to be the first to publish the news.
That's the issue.
And I remember there was another station to publish a news on something. It was one AEB. Was it the death of this comedian? This American comedian, Mr. B.
Yes.
The one popular media station.
Should I mention the
Don't
name?
mention, I beg. UK, right? One popular media station published that he is dead.
Very popular. A
well-respected media house.
A station. Them, they also posted it.
Then we go.
No, I think for them, one of the journalists posted it. It
wasn't
the media
station,
yeah. Yes.
But I also saw it from another renowned media house. They also posted it, and I was like, oh, really? And it was later on we realized that
it is false. No, man, today is Friday.
So everything sounds as part. Why? Everything sounds as part. We got to know that this man was not dead. Why? He's alive. What at all is this? See, the media can cause chaos, I'm telling you.
Yes.
The media can cause chaos and the media can retain peace. So whatever we are putting it across there, we need to be very careful and very mindful. The damage you cause to that person, sorry cannot erase it.
Exactly.
So if you don't take time, it is a whole image, a reputation that was built for over 50 or 10. Do you know the man can sue them?
Oh, yes.
I'm not dead. You said I'm dead. I'm dead. Like how?
And I think it has become a trend on TikTok where they forcefully say someone is dead.
In fact, it's like they want you dead. That is why they want you dead. I don't know. Some time ago, it became so common with some Nollywood actors. Today, you hear that this person is dead. The next time,
Pum, 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 pum. He's dead, but he's not dead.
But
he's alive.
not dead. He's
and
alive.
surprisingly, after seeing that video, very soon then the person will die.
Yes. Yes. So I don't know whether they're orchestrating the death of the person, they're praying for the person to die and all that. No. We know that every media house wants to be the first to publish news. But see, it is good to delay and publish a news that is full of integrity, that is full of credibility, that is fair, than to be in a hurry to post a news that at the end of the day you will be sued. And don't forget, sometimes when you get sued, the company disassociate themselves, and then you go there to face it alone. So please, we need to be very, very careful. Now, GJA is saying it's unfortunate. If a whole GJA is telling you that it's unfortunate, then you are doomed. This one is between you, your God. Or maybe they will still do something. It's unfortunate because we know the right thing to do. We should do it. That is why I was saying that if it were to be some bloggers, I would have said, because they are always in a hurry to be the first to post it.
Yeah.
But this is not a blogger. This is a well-known. I would say the Herald newspaper is one of the respected newspapers as well.
Exactly.
Aside Daily Graphic and Business and Financial Times, the Chronicles, the Herald newspaper is one of the renowned and also respected newspaper we know. So I would say, just as GJA say, it's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate that Mr. Larry Dogbe has been arrested and will be serving his jail sentence of 7 days. So does it mean when he comes out, he's also an ex-convict?
Yes.
Hey.
Even if it is 1 day.
Wow. This is so unfortunate. Another record to his portfolio. It's sad. But as Ms. Debbie said, when it comes to we the journalists, we can make and we can break. We can promote you and we can tarnish your image. So we should be very careful with the information we pass out there. Because mind you, you might say something about me, I might overlook it. But some other person might not overlook it and take you on. See, a lot of people know their rights, and I'm one of them. Me, I know my rights, fam. And when you go and meet someone like me, I thought that you beg, say, oh, you're the better, you're fan. And also to the new media, they also need to be very careful.
Yeah.
They need to be very, very careful because, as Debbie said, sometimes I wouldn't mention one thing, but there's this popular blogger. He's very popular. He's very, very, very popular. For that man, you go and watch an interview, Q saying, say, oh, Debbie is very good. But with the headline alone, they've already twisted it, making you seem like a very bad person. But when you go and watch the interview, that is not how it is. So it got to a point where a lot of people were really insulting him, that he needs to stop that. Because you yourself, you can sue him. But these people do it for the attention, for the fame. And I think it's very bad. Rules needs to be followed. And people's privacy also needs to be respected. Especially with the bloggers. With this funerals going on, who's any pay soon?
Oh,
now we phone is any penny winning on your thing.
Asking a person, how are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
Like,
how do you miss the person?
How do you want me to feel? You see, one day they will slap some.
I will be very happy. Them. Because I'm just waiting. Someone should do. I'll just throw your phone away.
You get it, and sometimes you don't understand. You see, some of the things I would say that we cause it ourselves. Remember the incident where the school building collapsed, and then one young girl, I think she said she
lost her mom.
She lost her mom, and this one to another renowned media station reporter went to interview this girl. She was asking her, how do you feel? Do you miss your mom? Are these questions you should ask? You should fix yourself in the shoes of this girl.
If it was you
don't ask that.
And I was even surprised she also answered. Oh, probably she's young, so she didn't really process the question.
She would definitely answer.
For we the adults, we just look at you, and you are not.
Some people will not even
just
mind
like the recent football match between Ghana and England. I don't know where you saw Jordan. Are you being interviewed by some of this foreign journalists? And one person posed a question to him, asking him what he has to say about Spence and Partey's issue. The media press of Ghana just pushed Jordan and you let's go. They didn't answer.
No.
So we the individuals also has a right to
Yeah,
play. If you
yeah.
don't want to answer, don't answer.
That is it. I think that is one thing they should. And you see, there was a time where there is an interview, and then there was an interview between it was with one young lady, you will know her. Very, very young on TikTok. She's making a name and earning a lot for herself. And then she was being asked, "Are you a virgin?" Her mom was there. She said no. She said no, I'm not a virgin.
Yes.
And then yeah, so you did
a senseless question and senseless
yes,
answer.
and she also said yes. And you
so
see,
you've done it before.
yes. She said yes. And so you see, there are questions there. One thing is you can't blame the interviewer, because the interviewer has the right to ask you any question. You know, sometimes we are very inquisitive, so we intentionally pose that question, but you can decide not to answer. We won't force you. When we go out, we meet people. The most painful aspect is that you explain it. You can't tie the person to talk. If the person said, "I won't talk," we just leave, and then we go to the next person who is ready to talk to us. So if the person is posing a question to you, you have the right to tell the person that it's a personal affair. This, I'm not talking about it. Then your privacy is being secured. It is the same people that blow off their own covers. So.
Exactly.
Are you a virgin on the side? Just to know. It's your mama where she said yes. God.
Oh, so thank you so much, Miss Debbie. And thank you to our viewers and listeners. This is where we will bring the newspaper headlines to an end. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear of favor. The Association of Ghana Industries has strongly opposed the latest utility tariff increase, arguing that utility providers should focus on addressing inefficiencies and operational losses rather than transferring the burden to consumers and businesses. In an interview on the recent tariff adjustment announced by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, the Dean of the Greater Accra Regional Branch, Clins Akpelu, questioned the basis for the increment, insisting that the economic indicators traditionally used to justify tariff reviews that do not support the latest increase. So the official contended that the financial difficulties facing utility providers such as the Electricity Company of Ghana and Ghana Water Limited stem largely from operational inefficiencies, including technical, commercial, and distribution losses. Our view is that the utility company should rather be focusing on tackling the losses. We are fully aware that these losses constitute about 30% of the challenges they have to deal with. It appears to us that instead of dealing with their own losses, they will rather find comfort in easily passing them on to the general consumers, he said. Mr. Akpelu described the approach as unfair to businesses, particularly manufacturers who depend heavily on electricity to sustain operations. He warned that the cumulative effects of multiple tariff adjustments since the beginning of the year is placing enormous pressure on businesses that requires long-term planning and cost predictability. For us in industry, we plan ahead. We really need to plan for the year. When you look at the different increments we have witnessed since January and consider the cumulative effect, the burden on industry is enormous, he said. So, I think somewhere on Tuesday or a day before yesterday, it was all over the news that there will be increments from 1st there'll be increment in water tariffs and that of electricity as well. And then we spoke about this particular issue. Now, there've also been a call that the electricity company of Ghana and the Ghana Water Company Limited should rather focus on the challenges that they are facing internally rather than putting the pressure on consumers. I think the last time we spoke about this issue, I said here that during the Public Accounts Committee or an expose, we realized that most of these losses incurred from the Ghana Water Company Limited, the Ghana Electricity Company, has to do with illegal connections. People illegally tap into the lights. They receive water day in, day out without being paid. They don't even pay a dime. And so when it happens like that, it becomes a loss, and then they will need to pay or ensure that that debt is being cleared off. And to clear off that debt, they end up putting the pressure on us to pay. So if this is what has been identified, what is the right thing to do, or what is the solution? The solution has to do with you going round, you deploy your men on ground, ensure that they go from houses to houses, and then they pay critical attention to the connections. If you are illegally tapping into receiving lights every day or using water without being paid, then you are fined. They find you. Then after that, every two weeks, the people that are being deployed should go to these places, monitor and supervise to ensure that the right thing is being done. When we don't do that, then we are joking. Because when it happens like that, we bear the cost. And we live in a country where if someone is taking you, so let me put it this way, we live in a country where your salary is not being increased, but whatever you are being used around you, the prices keep increasing day in, day out. A bag of rice, the price of a bag of rice in somewhere 2000 or 2017 or 2018 or 2019 or even last year is not the same price as a bag of rice today. A gallon of oil, the price of a gallon of oil last year is not the same price as it stands now. So it tells you that day in, day out, prices of goods and services increases. But what you receive is what you keep receiving. So when it happens like that, it makes it quite difficult to live your life to the fullest. And then you paying water tariffs, paying your water and electricity, all this it's consume a lot of your money. And I can boldly tell you that when you take your salary, 50% of it goes in there. 50% of it goes into water, it goes into electricity. And the electricity of late is not 10 times where maybe you use the lights at the end of the month, ECG will give you your bill. Maybe this is what you own at the end of the month, then you pay. No, now it's prepaid. And the prepaid we are talking about is just like you pouring water on the floor. You see, when you're pouring water, when you hold it like this, by the time you realize all the water is out. So you buy prepaid today, the next minute is finished, and you keep buying. So you might budgeted for your money in a month, but by the time you realize it, you've spent more than you're supposed to. And the little that has been left for you to save, you end up even touching it. That is where we find ourselves. So it will be best if the challenges within that sector is being solved first. When we do it that way, to help. And I can boldly tell you that we still have people who are illegally tapping. Every day, they are doing it. They are doing it. And it's because there is no supervision, there is no monitoring, so they keep doing it. I remember some time back when ECG did they deployed some of their people. And but do you know our problem? The thing is, we start and then along the way we stop. If we do it that way, how are we going to stop it? We are not going to. There is no way we can bring an end to it. But if those people know that all the time you are here, all the time you are there, they are on their guard. They cannot do it. But in a case where you come to supervise, you monitor, you better till 3 years, 4 years, 5 months. No. They will keep doing it. And that is not helping us. So we are begging you, we are pleading you. The challenges within the Ghana Water Company Limited, the challenges within the Electricity Company of Ghana, it should be solved first. Whatever is causing those debts, whatever is causing those losses, we need to pay critical attention to it. Even if it's not only this illegal issue and there are other internal challenges, it should be solved. If not, then they are going to kill everybody in this country. Light bill bekoso, water bill bekoso. Don't forget, people who sell this frozen meat and foods and all that, they use electricity. So when it happens like that, it's going to affect everything. You just pay critical look. Anytime there is an increment in tariffs that has to do with water and electricity, it affects almost everything. Prices of foods increasing, your transport even increases. Because the driver will tell you that the beans I used to buy at 8 cedis is now being sold at 10 cedis. And so if it is being sold at 10 cedis and me, I'm still taking 5 cedis, then what gain am I making? Because mind you, the vehicle he's riding is not for him. So at the end of the day, you go to account to your boss, and then your boss gives you something very little. And then you have to disburse all this little money into other parts. And then when it happens like that, are you living your life? Are you moving forward, or are you progressing, or you are retrogressing? So please, we are begging you. Challenges within the sector should be first tackled. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Ms. Debbie, for giving us this grill. And this is where we end the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Up next, we have the morning news.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bliss,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up this morning, President John Mahama cut sword for Century Refinery Phase 2 as Ghana targets 100,000 capacity fuel export. President Mahama also orders drafting of State Asset Protection Bill approving 2026 to 2030 anti-corruption plan. Traditional leaders step in as Bibla chief launches blood donation drive to tackle Volta Regional Hospital shortages. Also in the news, the New Patriotic Party refers petitions over Kennedy Ohene Japan's remarks to disciplinary committee. We've got details on these stories and many others coming up shortly in business, sports and entertainment. President John Dramani Mahama has cut the sword for Phase 2 of the Sentio oil refinery project in Tema, marking a major step towards expanding Ghana's fuel refining capacity. Speaking at the ceremony, the president said the expansion will increase the refinery's production capacity from 40,000 to 100,000 barrels per day. He noted that with upgraded facilities at Sentio and ongoing improvement at the Tema oil refinery, Ghana is being positioned to meet its domestic fuel needs and reduce dependence on imported petroleum products. According to the president, the larger refinery capacity will also enable the country to export refined fuel to neighboring West African countries, boosting foreign exchange earnings and strengthening the cedi.
Same spirit, the recent decision to allocate 1 million barrels of crude oil from Jubilee Field for refining in Sentio was deliberate and strategic. These decisions reflect a consistent policy direction and our firm belief that Ghana must increasingly process its own resources, support its own industries, and create value within our local economy. I wish to assure all investors, industry players, and our development partners that government remains committed to this path. Our vision is straightforward but ambitious. Ghana should not be known merely as a producer of crude oil. Ghana should be recognized as a nation that refines, processes, and adds value to its resources, and also become a net exporter of petroleum products. A nation that transforms its natural wealth into broad-based prosperity for its people, that is the reputation we want to carve for our country. And as President, I look forward to the day where Ghana achieves a high degree of self-sufficiency in the supply of refined petroleum products. And I look forward to the day when a revitalized Tema oil refinery works alongside efficient private sector refineries such as Sentio to meet domestic demand and serve other regional markets.
Speaking at the Ghana Civil Society Forum, the President has directed the Attorney General to draft a state asset protection bill to safeguard public assets and strengthening accountability. The bill is designed to prevent the misuse and mismanagement of state properties. He described the plan as a key step towards strengthening transparency, ethics in public service, and public trust in government. According to him, the 5-year plan will focus on preventive measures, enforcement of anti-corruption laws, asset declaration compliance, and building integrity systems within public institutions.
Cabinet approved the new National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Action Plan 2026 to 2030 for onward transmission to Parliament. I'm also happy to announce to you that yesterday Cabinet took a decision directing the Attorney General to draft a bill for the protection of state assets. It's called the State Assets Protection Bill. It shows the guidelines under which any state asset can be disposed, including lands, buildings, state assets, factories, industries, so that no government just capriciously disposes of state assets. One of the most important lessons from decades of development practice is that sustainable solutions emerge when communities themselves actively participate in designing and implementing change. Development cannot be permanently driven from Accra, nor can it succeed when communities are treated merely as beneficiaries rather than partners. The future lies in empowering local government, strengthening community institutions, supporting grassroots organizations, and ensuring that citizens have greater influence over decisions that affect their lives. This commitment guides our efforts to deepen decentralization, strengthen local governance systems, improve service delivery, and expand citizen participation across all levels of government.
President John Dramani Mahama is also expected to roll out the National Seafarers Development Policy in the coming month, per an announcement by the Ghana Maritime Authority. According to the Ghana Maritime Authority Director General, Dr. Kalmadin Ali, the new policy is designed to address long-standing challenges facing Ghanaian seafarers. Key focus areas include improving their warfare at sea and on shore, increasing the number of trained Ghanaians on international vessels, boosting remittance inflows from seafarers abroad, strengthening maritime education and training institutions across the country. The policy aligns with government's broader agenda to position Ghana as a competitive maritime nation.
I say we continue to build, and one of the things that we are doing is putting together what we call the National Seafarer Development Policy. So this is expected to catalyze whatever is been happening in this country, where at the national level, in a couple of months' time, His Excellency the President will launch the National Seafarer Development Program or Policy. And this has a number of things embedded on it. It will show the actions plans that we will take to promote, first and foremost, Ghanaian seafarers and to increase our wealth tally of seafarers. It will also show how this country can benefit economically from the remittances of seafarers. Within the policy, we intend to create mechanisms that will create opportunities for people to be able to undertake the seafarer profession. We recognize that it takes some amount of money because of the specific nature of this skill, just like it costs more than the average for somebody to become a lawyer. It costs more than the average for somebody to become a medical doctor. In our educational system, it also costs a bit more than the average for somebody to actually become a marine engineer or to become somebody with a degree in nautical science. So recognizing this, we intend within the policy to also provide some mechanism that will ease the education burden for those who will be. You can conceive it in the form of a loan, because currently our seafarers do not have access to the national educational funds and grants. And the reason is because there is a regional maritime university. So we intend to create something that will also provide the opportunity for them to have this grant. And we are much assured because once a seafarer gets his qualification anyway, he is somebody who has a job and can pay back. So even if he takes a loan of $20,000 for his education, I'm very assured that the seafarer should be able to pay back that in 2 years. So we intend to create that mechanism within the seafarer development policy.
The Volta Region's Traditional Authority are mobilizing to address chronic blood scarcity at the Volta Regional Hospital in Hohoi. Togbe Boame, Divisional Chief of Bibla, announced the intervention after a tour of the facility revealed the facility's ongoing supply challenges. Speaking after the visit, he said chiefs across the traditional area will begin with immediate measures to support healthcare delivery. The first step, according to Togbe Boamen, will be organizing regular blood donation exercises. The initiative is aimed at building a steady supply of blood to support patients needing transfusion, accident victims, and mothers during childbirth.
After the tour of the hospital, the paramount chief, together with the other chiefs, took a stand to start with the low-hanging fruits, because we met a lot of challenges. So the blood donation exercise put in place, and which will be continuing, is one of the low-hanging fruits. The others are, for example, the transportation facility for the blood and other things, which we have plans to reach out to other donors and stakeholders within the Hohoi township and also outside You notice Bank of Ghana has a branch in Hohwe. Their staff are in Hohwe. Whatever happens to any of their staff will first have to be settled or have to be catered for by the Hohwe Regional Hospital before even helicopters and other things will come from Accra. It will be very good for the Bank of Ghana, for example, to donate a transportation facility to the hospital. There are other things, other establishments within the Hohwe municipality could do to help. So we are putting thoughts together. We are reaching out to all the stakeholders, and we cannot say everything on air for now, but we hope our efforts will yield positive results that will uplift the hospital and thereby uplifting the whole Hohwe municipality. Because when you look at Hohwe, it's the biggest administrative center when you want to talk about the Eastern Corridor Road in the Volta region.
Right.
The whole Volta region, even the OT region, Hohwe is the biggest administrative center and the biggest commercial center on the Eastern Corridor Road, which means a lot of traffic passes there. That is why there is a need for all stakeholders, right from Accra to Tamale, to be interested in Hohwe, because their lives pass through that road all the time and pass through Hohwe. So we are reaching out, and we hope our efforts will yield results that will see an improvement at the Hohwe Regional Hospital.
The New Patriotic Party has referred petitions filed against a Central Member of Parliament, Kennedy Chapon, to its disciplinary committee following controversial comments he made in recent weeks. The national organizer, Harry Nana Boakye, confirmed the development. Briefing the media, he said the party received complaints from members and stakeholders who raised concerns about the nature of the Member of Parliament's remarks. According to Nana B, the disciplinary committee will review the petition and determine the appropriate steps in line with the New Patriotic Party constitution and internal processes. He stressed that the party will ensure fairness while maintaining discipline among members. The committee is expected to invite parties involved and report its findings to the National Council for further directives.
Yes, we had petitions from some individuals, party people, and then also even some members of parliament. So constitutionally and procedurally, National Executive Committee and National Council referred the matter to the Discipline Committee, which is chaired by Honorable Mokata, former Roads Minister. And we have also given them timelines. We said 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they must present their report to the National Executive Committee through the General Secretary. So we are waiting for their work. We have referred all the petitions to them. We have given them 2 weeks to report back to National Executive Committee and National Council. I mean, once there are petitions, what is important is that you have to refer, whatever the merits are. So refer the matter to the Discipline Committee. The most important thing is that the report from the Discipline Committee will be a subject matter for NEC and the National Council to consider afterwards. And that is where we can really speak to it. So as it stands now, the position is that we have referred all petitions received regarding Honorable Kennedy Japon's comments to the National Discipline Committee, and we have given them 2 weeks because we wanted to really make sure that in 2 weeks we deal with this matter. So in 2 weeks, National Executive Committee will receive the report, and then we will again convene a meeting for us to discuss these matters. I mentioned that some individuals, some party people, and then also some members of parliament as well. Yes. No, not at all. We were not. We were just told that there have been some petitions, and from some party persons, and then also some members of parliament. We received report from the regions. This is the constituency elections. We have open nominations. In fact, some are even going through their vetting processes. We anticipate very smooth, very clean exercise. We have already formed an elections committee headed by some national, representatives. And so far, I think that it's been very good. It's been very clean, and we are expecting smooth elections, just as we have experience with the presidential primaries and then the polling station elections. Although we've been having some pockets of incident here and there, but largely we can say that it's been very fruitful. And we anticipate that these elections will go through. Next month in July, in August we'll be having the regional elections. In September we'll be having the national elections as well.
In business, Ghana's inflation will average 12.8% in 2027 from 6.0% in 2026, Fintech Solution has stated. According to the UK-based firm, this will weigh on households' purchasing power and private consumption. In its latest report, it said a tighter than expected monetary policy stance by the U.S. Federal Reserve in response to elevated inflation will weigh on global gold prices and by extension Ghana's export earning. The UK-based firm, however, said a key factor underpinning the exceptionally low inflation environment in early 2026 has been the year-on-year strength of the cedi, which has helped contain imported price pressures. It added that adverse weather conditions could also constrain cocoa production, while lower water levels at the Kosovo Dam could place additional strain on electricity generation. Ghana's inflation rose to 3.7% in May 2026 from 3.4% in April 2025. This was largely by seasonal food supply constraint and unfavorable base. To sports, Ghana's coach Carlos Queiroz has praised goalkeeper Benjamin Asare for his outstanding performance in the Black Stars' goalless draw with England at the Boston Stadium. The heart of the goalkeeper produced a series of key saves, including a decisive stop to deny England as Ghana held firm to grab a key point against the Three Lions. In a post-match press conference, Coach Queiroz said Asare deserves special recognition for his display. Ghana's disciplined defensive performance frustrated England, with Asare's intervention helping the West Africans maintain a clean sheet against one of the tournament favourites. Queiroz stressed that the result reflected collective effort rather than individual brilliance. The Black Stars remain second in Group L, level on points with England, and Asare would be expected to retain his place in goal for the decisive fixture against Croatia at the Philadelphia Stadium on Saturday. In showbiz, Ghanaian singer and music producer Bismarck Enyan, known as Abochi, has revealed how he eventually dated his female best friend after releasing his hit song Bestie. The singer made the disclosure during an interview explaining the relationship developed after the song had been released. Released in 2019, Bestie gained significant attention in the country and beyond. The song is based on Abochi's real-life experience and tells the story of a young man who gradually falls in love with his female and best friend, but afraid to express his feelings to preserve their friendship. The song captures the confusion and uncertainty that arise when friendship begins to develop into love. According to Abochi, the lady contacted him after listening to the song. Abochi further disclosed that the relationship eventually became toxic, leading him to release Prison Break, a song that speaks about the relief and peace that comes from leaving a bad relationship. His personal experience have largely influenced his songwriting, allowing him to create songs that resonate with many listeners. Over the years, Abochi has worked with a number of Ghanaian musicians, including Kofi Kinata, Enyo, and Ochiame Kwame. His collaborations have contributed to his growing presence in the Ghanaian music industry. On global updates, police in Kenya have sealed off key roads leading into central Nairobi ahead of planned nationwide protest marking 2 years since the deadly Gen Z-led anti-government demonstrations. Thousands of Kenyans protested against proposed tax hike in June 2024, culminating in the storming of Parliament and the eventual withdrawal of controversial finance bill. The protesters are demanding justice for more than 80 people killed and dozens more injured during the 2024 anti-tax demonstrations and last year's anniversary protest. Commuters were left stranded on Thursday morning after security forces blocked access to the city center, while many businesses and schools remained closed. The planned protests, largely mobilized through social media platforms, are expected to take place in major towns including Nairobi, Mombasa, and part of central Kenya. Security agencies have heightened surveillance in major urban centers ahead of the protest, with police expected to maintain a heavy presence in Nairobi and strategic installations. Footage from a local TV station shows flames and smoke rising in the Gituria area near Nairobi as protesters lit fires during clashes with police. Police officers were also seen firing tear gas to disperse crowds gathered in the guarded area. Several people have been arrested by anti-riot police in Nairobi while trying to access the city. Some parents who lost children during the 2024 protest have asked government to allow them peacefully remember their loved ones. Opposition leaders joined families of the victims to lay wreaths at Parliament in honor of those who died during the 2024 demonstrations. Authorities have urged protesters to remain peaceful and avoid acts of violence, looting, destruction of properties. Political leaders, civil society groups, and human rights organizations have expressed support for peaceful demonstrations, describing them as part of democratic expression protected under the country's constitution. And that's it on the morning news update. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms at GhanaTalks Radio for more news stories. I am Deborah Adelso. Good morning.
Ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Your morning star, right? News, views, inspiration, and great conversations. From Accra to the world, we bring the fresh stories, fresh energy every morning, full of fire and glory.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your morning
Rise and shine.
This
Come
is
join
Ghana
the
Talks
line.
Breakfast Show. Your morning
Your day
companion.
begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose. Here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Only on Ghana Talks Radio. Turn it up and stay tuned for the talk that moves you and keeps your heart in tune. From the traffic to the trends, we got something for your day. Every voice, every vision, lighting up the way. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Welcome to the second segment of the Breakfast Show on Ghana Talks Radio. On this segment, we dissect, bisect, and all dissect into topical issues, and we don't just talk. I mean, we talk with valid evidence. We talk on the issue to educate and as well to inform. And as usual, I don't do this alone because today is Friday. You know, this is an in-house discussion, and so I have with me right here in a studio. Also for Mami Presido / secretary. Yes.
You're coming like
Kakai. Oh my God. Hi Regina.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, your side.
I'm fine. Looks like today you are blinking, oh.
Really?
You know, we are playing the ball tomorrow, but it's like you're already in the mood.
I'm already in the mood. I actually
top.
wanted to wear Ghana jersey today, but I was contemplating. But once I got in town, a lot of people were in the jersey. I was like, oh, damn it.
The love for the country is now boosted. So
I like, you know.
You see, yesterday,
you know,
queues were born in Dukuno.
Pepe.
Oh, Cuba family. Like I was missing Bodukunibi.
Q for a Ghana winner, brother. Ghana flag.
And the Hase. Tomorrow, our country is we are clashing with. Yes, so.
Where the first time.
We are clashing with which country tomorrow?
Croatia.
Yeah, exactly. At 9. So.
8 p.m.
Oh, come on. Our color is so beautiful. This is the heart-fought blood of our forefathers, and this represents the gold.
Minerals.
And then the green one.
Vegetation.
This is the vegetation. And the black, you know, the black Africans. We are the black. So, yes, this should tell you that in as much as we are coming to talk on topical issue, bash people we need to bash and also put the right things in place. We are also informing you that tomorrow, I mean, Ghana is meeting with Croatia. And if you are listening to us and you've not traveled out of the country, I mean, Ghana Talks Radio in partnership with Efie Lodge will stream live the match live here for you to see. And Q is in charge of that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And then when you predict and you win as well, there is a gift for you. Yes, so back on track. There have been a couple of news trending all over. But then this morning we'll focus on that of Sedina Tamaklo, and that is former Maslock boss who was being convicted of a crime, embezzling of state funds and all that. Fortunately for us, we heard that she has successfully landed into the country. But there have been calls, where is Sedina Tamaklo? Where is Sedina Tamaklo? Where is Sedina Tamaklo? Everyone is asking where she is. Spokesperson for the president has briefed us that she's in a custody. She's being guided by the police service. And yesterday also we saw a briefing from other top members who also said same. But before that, let's read this. A member of the New Patriotic Party, David Aboachi, has called on the state to disclose the prison facility where former Chief Executive Officer of the Microfinance and Small Loan Center, Sedina Tamaklo, is serving her 10-year jail sentence. Ms. Tamaklo Ationu was convicted in absentia by the Accra High Court in April 2024 on multiple counts including stealing, causing financial loss to the state, money laundering, procurement-related offences. She was extradited from United States on June 9 after losing a legal battle against her removal and was expected to begin serving her sentence in Ghana. The issue of her whereabouts has generated public debate in recent days following claims that the former Maslog boss was not being held in prison despite her conviction. Interior Minister Mohammed Mumbarak Muntaka, however, dismissed the claims that insisting that Ms. Tamaklo has remained in lawful custody since her arrival in the country. However, speaking on in an interview, Mr. Abuache argued that the public deserves to know where the convict is being held. Mr. Abuache stated that if the former Maslog boss is unwell and receiving treatment, authorities should openly communicate that information to the public. Ghanaians deserve to know. Prisoners from our communities, prisoners from our families, we are able to visit them in the prison to see where they are, to see how they are faring, he said. He said transparency will help assure Ghanaians that justice is being served and dispel suspicions that special treatment is being accorded to politically exposed persons. Meanwhile, the Interior Minister has explained that authorities do not publicly disclose the exact locations of inmates, particularly high-profile convicts, due to security concerns. And this is where the problem is. The Interior Minister explained that authorities do not publicly disclose exact locations of inmates, particularly with high-profile convicts, due to security concern. Mr. Mutaka also indicated that persons seeking to visit Mr. Tamaklo Ationu could do so through Ghana Prison Service, subject to the inmate approval. So it means that in as much as we've been told that the former Maslog boss is under the care of the Ghana Prison Service, for us to see her, she will need to approve. We will need to seek her consent that we want to see her, and then she will have to approve it. If not, then we cannot access her. And you see, this raises a lot of speculations. Miss Regina, where is Sedina Tamaklo?
Where is she?
Where is she?
Your question is very funny.
Where is she?
Where is she?
Yes, where is she?
This is a very dicey question because when it comes to corruption fight in Ghana, I think it entails a lot. And looking at this current administration, their sole aim is to make sure that they arrest and make sure people serve their term, especially when it comes to top officials who are corrupt. Now, Sedina's issue, for instance, according to report, she was in the country since June 9th, and we didn't hear the moment she landed. We got to know that she's in the country, and I even heard that she was in the country with a wheelchair. We didn't hear anything of it again, so just I think yesterday was a great show where the Minister of Interior is saying that she's in the custody of the Ghana Prison Service, and if you want to see her and be very sure that she's there, you would need to send an application to the Ghana Prison Service first before you can be allowed to see her. And I think with that is understandable.
Really?
Yeah. Akoya say Nana do if anything. Nana do prison. Allegedly. No, not allegedly. It's an example I'm citing. He's a top official. He was once a president. So looking at one or two things, if they are to take him on, you can't just go and visit someone in prison just like that. You need to go through the process.
But when it happens like that, don't you think the law is not being fair?
No, that is the law. You can't just wake up and go and visit someone in prison. It's not done.
So aside the public officials, any other person,
normal person,
you cannot just
yes, you can't just go. And even when you would go, there are some lists where you need to follow. You have to write your name, the time you came, the time you left. And you know, when it comes to these prisons officials, they are very key when it comes to security. That is where we sometimes see instances where they arrest some visitors who are illegally transporting certain materials in prison. So I think it is the best thing. If you want to see someone, you have to file an application. And I also did research of high profile cases which are not being published, especially where these people are serving their jail term. So it says generally no. There is no universal rule that prevents the public from knowing where high profile public officials are serving their prison sentences. Whether that information is disclosed depends on the country's laws, prison policies, and security considerations. So in many countries, it says a convicted person is in prison as public information. The specific prison may be disclosed, especially if it is part of court records or official announcements. And also they said the authorities may choose not to publicize or may later transfer inmates without announcing it, particularly if there are concerns about security, threat, or maintaining order. So the Minister of Interior is saying this based on security and threats. I understand that she has squandered Ghanaians' money, but we know Ghanaians. There's no way someone would leave here and go to prison or Kokuno. We don't have that time. The fact that she's in custody, we are okay with it. Why one thing about this whole issue that is very dicey and is tricky to me, and I find it suspicious, is they not telling us from the onset that she is in prison. Why should we keep on talking and say she's in prison? It is not done anyway. When this whole extradition process started, you people were informing us, you people were updating us. The moment she got into the country with the wheelchair, we got to hear of it. So why didn't you inform us that, oh, this is the process which she went through, and now she's serving her jail term in this prison? Fine, if you don't want to tell us this prison cry, tell us that she's serving her jail term. We need evidences. We have officials in the Western world now, they for them, they take a picture.
Yes, with a handcuff.
Exactly. And with there's a card where they give to them. You stand straight, you stand like this, you stand like this. Then they'll take a picture, then they'll post it on social media. When you go to their crime website, every country has a crime website. So let me use Ghana Police Service for example, like this. When you go on their page, all the crimes are there. The people they've arrested, Akofina, Sarah Joseph's brother, he was there. He was on that page. When they arrested him, he was on that page. And it's just like Interpol bringing a red notice or red alert of someone. It is there. So why didn't they inform us? That is what we are supposed to be asking ourselves. Are they shielding her? Where is she? Which prison is she? That was what happened in the case of Agrada. Where is she? And I don't want to say that for her, she wasn't in the prison, but I thought that we are humans. We sometimes think positive and negative. And with the minority, for them, they are saying that she was not in prison custody till the 24th
June. That was a day before yesterday.
When Minister of Interior came out to say that she's in prison. She was not in prison until that day.
The minority, where did they get their info from?
Exactly. Where did they get it from? It is the same thing. Because how we are doubting the Minister of Interior, that's the same way they also have the right to doubt. What's in Ipana yes say? At the end of the day, if this person is in custody, what's the best thing to do is to communicate with the people. But no, they didn't do it. And so I say, because she was once an NDC person, it's like they are shielding her. We need valid information, not just to. You come and sit on the national television and say she's in this custody. So if you want to see her, file your application through the Ghana Prison Service. You will see her. No. I think it's high time they respect Ghanaians.
Right.
If you feel like we don't have the right to know everything, then the onset of the story shouldn't have been out there.
Right.
But once it was publicized, it's just like a celebrity. You don't want people to interfere into your private issue. Don't be a celebrity.
No.
You in future, if you are well known, if me I'm well known, even people will even like to know what is in my house.
Yes.
That is what it comes with when you are famous, you are well known. So if they don't want us to know where she's kept because of security and threats and blah blah blah, they shouldn't have told us that this is what she did. They shouldn't have told us that, oh, we are in the process of extraditing her. They shouldn't have told us that, oh, now she's in the country, she's with us. She's with us. Where is she serving her jail term?
Question for the girls. But you see, why have then been limited communication? We've not heard anything from the Ghana Police Service. We've not heard anything from the Attorney General. We should have heard, maybe just like the Attorney General keeps updating us on issues and all that, especially when it has to do with this OSP, their procurement and all that. We saw instances where the Attorney General came out and then briefed us on what was going on. But in this particular case, the Interior Minister is claiming that Sedina is under the care of the Ghana Police Service. The Ghana Police Service is yet to say anything. Attorney General Answer Yedin, we don't know what is going on. So why are they limiting? It's like they're not even communicating to us at all. So whatever we are hearing has to do with this bringing out a bit of what they know of what is going on, another person bringing out a bit of what they know is going on. So as it stands, don't you think we are being kept in the dark because we are forced to believe what they say, like we say, that is what we are forced to believe. But the right people are supposed to speak to us. It's like they are being quiet.
Now the question is Ghana Police Service the right people Sedina Tamaklo is supposed to be with? They are not the right people. For them, they arrest. Okay. After arresting, they hand them over to the right officials, and that is the Ghana Prison Service. No one serves jail sentence in Ghana Police Service or under the administration of Ghana Police Service. So I'm kind of skeptical about this. Yenim says the right people are the Ghana Prison Service. So they are the people we are supposed to be expecting an information from, but they are also quiet. And also, the OSP and the Attorney General are also the ones supposed to be briefing us about this issue. They are also quiet. It looks like they are not really doing anything. Let me check their social handles. Okay. Because most of the times the OSP gives updates. See, this issue, if you don't have hearts, because it looks like they are playing with our minds.
Yeah. Please, if you're done with that, then you search this also so that we'll get to know what are the legal. We want to know the legal requirement for updating the public when it has to do with high-profile convict, like that of Tamaklo.
Legal
convict, yeah. The legal requirement for updating the public on the custody of high-profile convict, so that we will also know that, because it's very, very, very important. So since they are not updating us, then it means that they have to be a requirement. I'm sure you will not just wake up to brief the public on how.
No, should there even be a requirement? Ken Oforiatta, he's a high-profile case, but they were still briefing us.
But don't you think that was done because it looks as if both the OSP and the Attorney General was so into the issue, but this one, it looks as if they are not interested. That is how I see it. It looks as if the right bodies that are supposed to look into this and brief us, they are not interested. Or maybe they are working behind the scene and at the right time they will brief us.
Which behind the scene? Attorney General,
yes.
Office of the Special Prosecutor,
yes.
Ghana Prison Service, Ghana Police Service, and Immigration is not part. So these 4 people, these 4 bodies, and the Minister of Interior, because Minister of Interior hand in hand works with the security officials. So these 5 bodies, and when it comes to these 5 bodies, 2 out of it are the main people we are supposed to be hearing from: the Attorney General and the Office of the Special Prosecutor. It's just the same way they were updating us with the Ken Oforiatta and one issue like that about SML something. It came way back. It also had to do with Ken Oforiatta being involved.
Is it strategic
mobilization?
Limited.
Exactly. How they were updating us. That's the same thing they were supposed to be doing. So before we move to that, looking at the legal requirements, it says that there is not a requirement to provide legal updates on public officials involved in high-profile cases, the authorities or the media must provide continuous public updates simply because the person is a public official. So we also have a role to play. But if the top officials themselves are not giving the information, how do we also give out the information? You get it?
Yeah.
Now, they said where a matter is before the courts, updates are often provided in line with court proceedings, official statements, or legal obligation relating to transparency and public accountability. For her, she was tried in absentia.
Yeah.
And during all those processes, they updated. They once updated.
Yeah, they did.
Now, when she was being brought into the country, they said it. When they were doing the process for extradition, they updated.
Yeah.
When she landed in the country, they updated.
Yeah.
So what happened to she being in custody? Why were they quiet about it? That is question mark, and it is fishy. Now, public officials remain entitled to due process, the presumption of innocence, and a fair trial. So updates should avoid prejudging the outcome or disclosing information that could interfere with ongoing investigations or proceedings for that Yaboegu. And in some jurisdictions, public bodies may have obligations under freedom of information or public accountability laws, but these that do not necessarily require regular updates on every high-profile cases. So they said in some jurisdictions there are certain information that would have to be held. So looking at Tokonu, some of the cases were in camera. We were only hearing of the final verdict. So still they should update us.
They should, because per what you read, there are no guidelines to you briefing the public on what is really going on. And I'm sure they need to do this because how will I say it? This is to promote transparency and also to boost the confidence of the public in our system. But if we don't do that, then what are we trying to put across there? Now, my question is, Sedinam Tomaklo was tried in absentia, and then she was supposed to serve 10 years. Now that she has spent almost 6 years outside the country before coming back, is she going to start?
Yeah, she's starting. According to them, the day she was in prison is her 1 day in prison. So she will have to try all the 10 years.
So there is nothing like reduction?
No, which reduction? Oh, okay. They should have even increased it because she, in a way, she disrespected the court ruling. Once they tell you, this is the issue at hand, come into the country to make sure that you serve your term. You don't wait as long as possible in another man's country thinking that, see, they always say that delay is not denial.
Yeah.
The fact that if you stay your whole years and a crime doesn't expire, once the evidence is there, no matter how long it takes, you will be trustworthy.
Yeah.
So
There'll be a
she's
final
serving
verdict.
all the 10 years. And I think the same way there's something called contempt of court. She did it. She disrespected the court rulings. And with that, it is punishable by law.
Okay.
It's just like a judge telling me to be in court at this time and I don't come. The next day I don't come. The next day I don't come. They can arrest me and jail me.
Okay.
So she should be either 5 years to make it 15 years. Simple.
But do you think we would do that?
Ghana do not do it. Now this one question mark is on it. You know, since we don't know, what if they take this woman out of the country? What if she is somewhere in because if the Minister of Interior is comparing the prisons to the Western world, looking at the Western world also, they have VIP prisons.
Then it means what this guy said is true. You remember one guy came out to insult President Mahama?
Is it fancy comedy?
Yeah, I'm sure. And he said I think he said Baumia called, and then he was being sent to VIP prison where he was being served food and blah 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 and a whole lot.
Okay, so for that, I think it's understandable because he was not tried as a, how would I put it? Iyoko invited him. So let's say Ghana prison servants had invited him, I definitely say, oh, no better. But since it was Iyoko had to detain him. So it's just like when Ken Oforiatta was detained by this, is it the immigration people? Where videos and pictures of the apartments where he was. So you see how that place was looking nice. It's the same thing. Yeah. So if they had tried him, wako court, boneno waye, then they'll take him to the next step. But for that step, it is
like the
first step.
The first step. Okay. Oh, where is Sedina Tamaklo? That is a huge
tell us
one.
Something better.
A huge one. But why are they finding it very difficult to tell us the exact prison this woman is serving her term? Is it that they are afraid of the media?
They are telling us that she's a high profile case. She's a public official, and when they tell us where she is being held, in a way it is a threat to her personality. And it is also when it comes to security wise, it is not safe because we might try to go and kill her. Simple and titia. So do not tell us, and which we want to know where they are, because I know Ghanaians, no one has that time.
Oh, of course.
No one has that time. And I think with what they are saying, it would only become a threat where some officials, they would hire some of the officers themselves and also some of the inmates to harm her. There are a lot of it. There are a lot of inmates who are assassinators.
Of course.
They are being paid to harm people.
Yeah, because I don't understand why someone. I'm not trying to divert from this whole issue, but recently I think they said they caught a person with this cannabis and herbs, and the person was in a cell. Somebody who has already been arrested and serving his jail term in the cell is selling cannabis and herbs.
Ask yourself, when you go to a hospital and you need to give a food to a patient, who does it go through? It goes through the security, it goes through the nurses there. So they can't tell us that someone comes from outside to give a help to an inmate there without the security officials not knowing. Some of these officers themselves are selling these drugs to the inmates there. They are selling condoms, they are selling cigarettes,
and
they are selling hard drugs.
What are they using it for in the cell?
Yeah, they are using it there. It's an almost say Bema obefi jelaba ne be mad than gay. Because I'm the for moton. Yeah, you want to go see it and come?
No, I don't want to see anything. But you see, with this issue, there was an incident where a queen mother was killed in the Volta region, and then they were tracing the what's the name? The person who orchestrated the move, and they traced the person to Insawom.
So those people, they have other people outside. Until no one mafia boss. Let's use Atayi for example. Atayi is the main boss when it comes to crime, stealing. So he still has his people outside who have not been arrested. So the only thing you need is a cell phone. You need a cell phone to give the order. When you give the order, they'll also take it from there. So it's simple.
Then I feel like when that's to do with crime issues here in the country, there is a lot to do.
Yesterday, there was a news about a police officer who was caught. A police officer who was caught when it has to do with this marijuana and stuff. And I was asking myself, if a police officer is being caught, then what is happening in the prison? What is happening in the security service? A lot is going on.
Right. So if a person who is supposed to ensure that our safety, if someone whose our safety is their priority becomes a threat to us, then it means we are equally dead. It means we are equally dead because, mind you, if we have security personnel in this country, they are supposed to ensure that they preserve us. If I preserve, like protect us and ensure that we are safe. Okay, and that is why we have our police officers being deployed on our street. They're not just there to sit and watch the sky, but they are there to ensure that we are protected. So if someone who is supposed to protect you is rather hurting or hunting for you, then it means that our lives is at stake. And you know, sometimes I ask myself, how do some people get themselves there? Like, how did they get themselves there? Because trust me, I personally feel like we have genuine people who are working, but then it looks as if the ones who are there on a mission are more than the genuine ones. And so they are overshadowing the work of the genuine ones. And then it makes it quite very hard. Just as Miss Regina said, a herb, an India herb, cocaine and all that was being traced, and then they found out that the person in charge of it he has been arrested. The person is serving a jail term in prison. How did it, like, how? And the question still remains how.
You can't think far.
Like, I can't think far. How? It still remains how. Because I've seen, there were instances where they caught people. I think they caught a lady some time ago. She brought bread to an inmate. Yet bread anymore. I think they said they saw a knife
in it. What are you going to use the
knife
for?
In the cell. A knife in the bread. So it should tell you that you see, these things that we've been seeing in movies,
they are real.
They are real. So please, we are begging you. See, the more reason why, it's not as if we are being inquisitive, but the thing is, we want the right thing to be done. The law states that no one is above it, and everybody is equal before the law. So I feel that what is being done to Kojo Mensah, and based on the activities he or she engaged himself or herself in, if a high respected public official also does the same thing, the same law should deal with the person, regardless of what the position the person is holding. But if Kojo Mensah does something and Kojo Mensah is being treated just like the way it's being stated in the law, and then the high-profile official does same, and then we are shielding the person, it makes it quite difficult, and it makes it very hard for us to trust in our own system. And that is why people refer an anonymous, because anonymous will work faster than when you send it to court. So we are pleading. We want to know because we want to promote transparency, and we want to have some kind of trust in our system. And the ultimate goal is fighting corruption. So please, we are begging you, the right thing should be done. So to our next story, lawyers for the New Patriotic Party Ashanti Regional Chair Bernard Antwi Boisiako, known as Chairman Wontumi, and his company, Akonta Mining Limited, have filed an urgent application at the High Court seeking to defer judgment in the ongoing illegal mining trial. The application filed before Justice Andrew Kokuvite on June 23 is asking the court to postpone the scheduled July 3rd judgment to allow newly appointed counsel Samuel Tachia adequate time to study the case record and prepare written submissions. According to court document, the request follows the withdrawal of the defendant's previous lawyer Andiapi Akubi, who stepped down from the case on June 11, citing dissatisfaction with the court handlings of proceedings. He had represented Mr. Entry Boisiakon since October 2025. In affidavit supporting the motion, Mr. Tachi explained that the defense closed its case on June 3, after which the court adjourned to July 3 for judgment. He argued that the sudden change in counsel at a critical stage has left the accused persons without adequate legal preparation for the final phase of proceedings. The progression of this criminal trial should be a thorough perusal of record of proceedings and other processes, which should be the basis of a serious perusal, research, and the filing of credible and competent written submission. The defense also invoked Article 19 of the 1992 Constitution, arguing that the accused persons are entitled to a fair hearing, which includes effective legal representation at every stage of criminal proceedings. Mr. Atachia further told the court that despite filing a notice of appearance and requesting certified copies of the case record, the registrar had not yet made the document available, limiting his ability to review the proceedings. He maintained that the application is not intended to delay justice, but to ensure adequate preparation and fairness before judgment is delivered. He added that granting the request will not prejudice the Republic, but would strengthen confidence in judicial process by ensuring full legal representation. The case involves allegations that Akonta Mining Limited conducted illegal mining activities within the Tano Nimri Forest Reserves at Sirimbwa without the required approvals from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. The prosecution says the company continued operations despite being denied permission in August 2022, allegedly affecting about 13 hectares of land. The matter has already gone through full trial proceedings, with both prosecution and defense calling witness. The High Court is now expected to rule on whether to grant the application or proceed with the scheduled judgment on July 3. I feel like this whole issue, are they not going to prolong it? So this has to do with the regional chairman for the New Patriotic Party in the Ashanti region, Chairman Wontumi, with the issue of Akonta mining involved in illegal mining in the Tano Nimri forest. And so this back and forth thing, today come go, the court has finally decided that final judgment will be on July 3rd. Now, unfortunately, before that, the counsel, which is the lawyer of Chairman Wontumi, withdrew from the case. He said, so the Chairman Wontumi will need to get a different counsel or different lawyer. And so Atachia is stepping in. Now Atachia is saying that he needs time to go through the case. The document which was supposed to be presented to him, he hasn't received it yet. And so the final judgment on July 3rd is going to be something else. So why not you give us, extend the time for us so that I can go through the case, and then from then, I mean, whatever we are supposed to put on board, we'll put it across then the final date can be set. And then he said that is not going to delay justice, but to boost confidence. I don't know how this is going to boost confidence. Maybe Madam Lawyer will explain it to us. Madam Lawyer, rejoin us. Mr. Thatcher is saying that this is not going to delay justice, but it's going to boost. How is this not going to delay justice? Because I feel like this issue should be dealt with once and for all. And we were all hoping that by July 3rd, whether Chamawuntimi will be found guilty, whether he will be vindicated, that we will know. So that I feel like the man is already exhausted. Then he also know his stance. But this back and forth thing, are we sure that we can close dockets on this particular case?
Lawyer. Yesterday when I saw this, I was like, what at all? July 3rd is, I think, Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
A Friday holiday court for Muyejuma.
Oh, they work.
Okay.
They work.
They said, the council said they are not doing this to prolong the case.
Yeah.
But everything shows that they want to prolong the case. First off, they wanted to change counsel. And now, they are saying that they should postpone the day, the final verdict. As I walk at me say, postpone judgment's day. How is that possible?
Because I'm here to marry.
How is that possible? You said you are postponing the case to gather enough evidence. What evidence again? You were given a time frame to provide, to go and look for all the evidences you need to prove that you are innocent. And you could not do it. I think I am Malby. Cost rubber form. The final verdict will be given July 3rd. We will wait for that day. And that final we will know whether you go to jail or you be fined. Definitely, this issue is jail.
Yeah.
It is jail term. So Chemawuntimi should get ready. Said the council on the car say we need prayers. No, he should start praying. So be your man 15 years and your adom Ocha 1 year.
1 year. Pine the HS young boy Abraham Jacob and Agrada.
So he should pray. But if it comes to the aspect of humanity, we will condemn him. He needs to face the law. He needs to make sure that he reaps what he. So you can't. So your friend is saying, broadier. And reap cassava.
Oh no,
it is not possible. So if you were indulging yourself in crimes, the final result is prison. That is it. Simple as ABC. We need to stop shielding criminals. We need to stop shielding these officials who are corrupt. We need to make sure that all these people are used as a deterrent to other officials. If they keep on delaying this case, they are giving leverage to other people to do the same thing. Because at the end of the day, I know that even if I'm at fault, I can find 1 or 2 ways to make sure when it comes to the law is very difficult.
Yeah. Because
you caught someone in the act that this person has done this, but the lawyer can find a way to justify that action.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like the law also needs to be looked into. I understand that there's something called you defending your case, but sometimes you waste people's time with this defending case of a thing.
Yeah, bargaining for a plea.
Nipanaya also want to. What are you bargaining for?
Plea.
Which plea? They should give him his sentence. See, sometimes I watch his videos. And I feel bad, but I sometimes take out that pity because once a criminal, always a criminal,
right?
And I don't want to talk based on already judging him, but the evidences are clear.
Yeah,
you did it. I remember a time where on his national television he showed gold,
raw gold.
He bought it, gold.
Yeah,
and I was like, why are you doing this? Where he insulted President John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah.
Oh,
they be that one there.
Yeah, they need nothing. And I any wood.
This one is slow poison.
Slow poison. So see, in as much as sometimes I just watch when his counsel is talking and what's no, or he's, I don't know, I'm just imagining what is going through his head.
Upset minded.
Had I known,
but always at last.
It's always at last.
Yeah.
We individuals ourselves, we take certain decisions, we'll be like,
hey,
wish I hadn't taken this decision. Then the ifs will be coming in your mind.
What if?
What if?
What if?
But it has already happened.
Yeah.
That is why they say had I known is always at last. So whatever decision, step you are taking, be careful.
Right.
Be very careful.
Right.
Yo.
So is it good to be overconfident in yourself and what you do? I'm saying this because you see, Chairman Woon, to me, even before this whole case popped out, as you said, instances where he comes on board and then he made claims that no one can do him anything in this country. He was so bold that no one can threaten him, no one, because you catch Chairman Woon to me, you get it. The money is there. Did you see the villa he is building in Ashanti region?
Yeah.
That is a whole city.
A whole country.
Like a whole country. Very big. Very, very, very big. And then you ask yourself, I'm not trying to doubt where he gets his money from, but then imagine your government is in power and all of a sudden you are building such a huge mansion. So I want to ask, is it good to be overconfident that this is what you are doing? Even if the thing is wrong, or media, nobody can do me anything. But now you could see that the once proud person is now a dull person, sincerely speaking. Because if you see the videos, if they go to court, you see the small ship he puts on is just to make it look as if he's fine, but trust me, the man is going through a lot.
Being confident is not a bad thing, but overdoing it cost you a lot. He was being confident because his party was in power, and his party was in power for good 8 years. That was why he was being confident. And he thought that probably by this time his party would still be in power. So he didn't think about the aftermath of his actions and his words. He was just doing it because, the men are met so. Men don't know. But anyway, if he say a time would come where that power will be taken away from you.
Yeah.
And since his party is in power, obviously he can do whatever he wants to do. He can do the galamsey, he can extort money, he can do whatever he wants to do. Nobody will take him on because the officials in power are MPP people, and even if they are not MPP people and they are upright people who are in power, then people in power currently is MPP. So only now we are upright. Who are you to say I want to condemn what Chairman Woon to me is doing? So he's saying that they can't do him anything is just based on MPP being in power. Now NDC is in power. They've taken the issue on. Now come out and say they can't do anything again. I wish whatever he was doing, they had condemned him at that time, rather than what he's facing.
You have no right to condemn him.
No, at that time.
You see,
the condemnation I'm talking about is not just using your mouth. Taking the right step, and the right step is taking him to court. That was at that time to condemn him at that time, but no. The cup has overflowed.
Yeah, with milk and honey.
May say now, after enjoying all these luxury, I don't know where you saw it got to a point that he was arrested. He became very lean.
Oh yeah,
he became very because Chairman Woon to me we know is so chubby. He's well built, but now you can see from his look that the stress alone. I'm not even sure he even sleeps up to 8 hours.
No,
you can't do it because there's no sleep for the wicked. You can't sleep for 8 hours.
What do you mean by there is no sleep for the wicked?
The Bible said it's not. There's no sleep for the wicked. Yes. So me mikodi boni, you think I can sleep? I can't sleep. If you just imagine ukodi boni wo fie. Now we want himself papa now mama bebo. Oda.
No.
Masa, obe rolling
Yeah.
so
Sometimes we sleep under the table because
my dear, you can't sleep. You can't sleep. And I feel so sorry for Chairman Wuntumi, but if you want to use the word sorry, it means a lot of people will be left to go scot-free. Even Sadina will be one of them.
Yeah.
Ken Oforiatta will be one of them. I old age should come with peace.
Right.
Old age should come with a lot of sanity. But these people in their old age, they are facing your finance and the cruel world, because the world is a cruel one at that.
Right.
And when we want to take one of the cruel institution is the court and Ghana prison.
Yeah.
These two cruel places to be.
Yeah. Right.
With the 40, 50, 60. Now I retire. And then I say, Daddy, Grandma, Grandpa.
Yeah. This one, they've flown you outside the country for you to rest.
Just was the last month, was the last week. I saw a video of Chairman to me and his daughter. His daughter graduated.
Yeah.
And he went. Oh, very beautiful. Very nice. We ubeja obano hako in Sawum. Obeba besra dear, but you don't have that freedom again. That freedom has been taken away from you.
Yeah.
In as much as you have freedom in the prison service, but it's not compared to the outside world.
Yeah. They decide for you the time to sleep, the time to wake up.
Time.
Yeah.
When him say Sunday 24th and day you don't know. You don't know if it's 11 o'clock. If it's okay, but no yet it's in. So bet me the weather na time. But he's sad. But he still needs to be used as a deterrent, and they need to make sure that they investigate all the officials from clean to crime, from past to present. Even some of the NDC officials, they need to start investigating them, because certain things these people are doing, they should start investigating them.
Very, very necessary.
NPP, NDC, they are all the same. One spot, one leopard spot. It can never be erased. It will not leave here and come here. It is there. They should check all of them. And also the rule that says a president before obey free power.
10 years.
Hey.
10 years. No, when we
are gonna say 10 years.
10 years before he can be.
That is why I'm very happy when it comes to this Western countries. The prime minister will take you on.
Yeah.
President's son, Ubedem. Vice President, Ubedem. Minister of Finance, Ubedem. Beha.
I think there was a case where was he in France, the prime minister and the son
and the wife even parts
were all jailed. I think life imprisonment for these three people. And you see, then it means that we need to change our laws because the laws are not favoring us. But you see, who will change the laws? Because the people who we want them to change are the one embezzling it. They are not sincere, So how will they change the law? Now you see, with the Chairman Wuntumi's case, his counsel is a member of parliament and also an MPP party faithful, and he is standing in for Chairman Wuntumi. How fair is this going to be? Is it going to be fair enough to be like, I'm a lawyer, this doesn't matter? Okay, so let's say, is it going to be fair like in the Japan? Let me just use their own party members. That this is not about whether we are in the same party. This is against the law. The waters has been destroyed and all that. In as much as I'm defending you, do you think it's going to be fair?
It won't. In fact, he won't. It's just like a murderer having a lawyer. They won't. That is why when it comes to lawyers, for you to get the good one is very difficult. We have lawyers who, when you go to take them, they'll be like, you're at fault, plead guilty. And when you plead guilty, if you don't plead guilty, they'll give you life imprisonment because everything shows that you're at fault. But once you plead guilty, they can give you like 10 years, 20 years, 25 years. That is what some lawyers do. They'll say, kasa wo ye una wo ye and you'll be na ye. We have lawyers like that. Yesterday a story popped up about one young man. I don't know if he's a Ghanaian, but he goes by the name Kwame something, where he raped a 12-year-old child in outside Ghana. He's
Yeah,
a
a
British
pilot.
Yeah, he's a British pilot.
Yeah, pilot.
Yes, he's a Ghanaian. I'm not sure I don't know, but he has Kwame in his name.
Yes,
Kwame
yeah.
is something.
He's a Ghanaian, but I think he's working there. And then he went to
And when
Lagos
you look at this man, he's so gallant also. And at the end of the day, he just admitted to the offense that he did it. So they gave him 9 years and some months.
May say, why won't you admit? Because the law there is working.
Exactly. So if he hadn't admitted to it and he had wasted the lawyers, the judges' time to go to court, adjourn the case, go to court, adjourn the case, they would have given him like life imprisonment.
Yeah.
That is what Ghanaians should be looking at. You know that this person is just like this murder case between this young man and the immigration officer they killed. We don't know if they killed them or not, but if you know you did it, just admit to it that you did it. They would reduce a sentence. But if you know you did it and you don't want to say you did it and you are wasting their time, and then our judges for no mubufu no.
Yeah.
Nobody are shoe tring
Yeah, it's true.
because you know you did it. Why are you wasting their time?
Yeah, it's true.
So
It's true.
with this council, they'll not do it though. They will defend it. So just excuse me to say, if he had killed someone, they will defend it. Because that is what lawyers do. They defend cases. And with that murder, they can defend it in a way to make it seem as if he killed that person to protect himself.
Self-defense.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
And when it comes to self-defense and manslaughter, it's one thing.
Yeah.
Their cases, they reduce it, they reduce the sentence for you because you did it to save yourself. And you know, when it comes to lawyers, the few ones who would tell you to do the right thing are very few. But to me, do you know the money he's paying these people? He's paying a lot of money.
They are draining this money.
Hey, me yourself can't drain you. Because you have to go to every length to make sure that you prove him innocent. And as it stands now, I say, yeah. And you know, they have to be ready. July 3rd is just next week.
Yeah.
It is not next 3 years.
Oh, no.
It's just next
I've
week.
been crazy. There have been new developments on that story. So Attorney General opposes want to make appeal to defend.
Say Ghana.
Attorney General opposes want to make appeal to defer July 3rd judgment. Let's get to know what is happening. So the Office of the Attorney General has announced that it will vigorously oppose an application seeking to defer judgment in the ongoing criminal case involving Ashanti Regional Chair of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Chamawuntumi, over alleged illegal mining activities. The application for the postponement of judgment was filed by Samuel Tachia, who recently assumed legal representation for Chamawuntumi. According to the Attorney General's office, a 13-paragraph affidavit in opposition was filed on Thursday, June 25th by Senior State Attorney Nanama Prempe, urging the court to dismiss the application and proceed with the case. Kaish. The prosecution argues that the request for a deferment lacks merit, stressing that the accused person had been represented by legal counsel throughout the duration of the trial and that the withdrawal of his previous lawyer was voluntarily rather than due to any circumstances beyond the counsel's control. So which means this new lawyer, you need to continue. It's not as if you are coming to restart. In a 13-paragraph affidavit in opposition deposed by Nana Ama Prempe, a senior state attorney, and filed this afternoon, the Attorney General strongly argues that the accused person, having been represented by counsel throughout the trial, and that counsel only withdrawing voluntarily and not for cause, the proper source of a new lawyer to procure the records of and any brief of briefings on the case is the ongoing counsel and not the court's registry, the Operation Recover or Loot wrote in a Facebook post. So the prosecution further alleges that the decision by Samuel Tachia to seek the records directly from the court's registry instead of obtaining them from the previous legal representative was not made in good faith. Can you just imagine this? So you are taking a case from the former lawyer, the representative of the accused person. You don't want to take the case from the formal counsel of the accused. You want it from the registry of the court.
No. How is that possible? It's just like a finance minister, a former finance minister handling all proceeds and files to the current finance minister. Why do you want to go and take it from the president?
Yes. You said you don't want it like that. You want it from the registry.
So you see, with that, they want to delay the case.
Delay, yes. And then it's also stated that the application they filed lacks merit. They be intino. To me, just like you prayed in the I don't know whether you saw that video when he said he was praying in say Hindu or said that prayer
it is not working.
To me, may that prayer work for you, okay?
Oh God.
May the prayer work for you.
Oh,
seriously. It's a pity. It's a pity. But just like you said, if we want to base on this pity-like things,
a lot of people, in fact, they need to go to prison service and release everybody there. But we don't run a country like that. If there was a country that once came out to say that they don't have any criminals, they brought a footage of their prison yard. No one was there. Because that country is being careful.
Yeah.
And I was like, when will Ghana reach that extent?
We will not.
Is it because of lack of jobs or what? Or is because our leaders are doing it and we are also seeing it?
Well, yeah.
It is only in Ghana where someone will steal at Seko, they'll call it thief.
Yeah.
They'll say Yantitini, but a minister will be up there squandering a lot of money, and they'll come out and tell us that financial irregularity. How is that even possible? Someone will go out and steal a goat, will be sentenced to 10 years. Once a minister is there, Yanchini yet. When him says the nipa or taxpayers' money. If taxpayers are to say, I will not pay taxes, do you know the amount of money this country is losing? They are losing a lot of revenue.
Yeah.
But because you are a patriotic citizen, they say, we will pay the taxes. Look at this one levy they brought up. We can decide not to pay.
Yeah.
The e-levy, because we decided not to pay, but at the end of the day, we paid.
We did.
So after going through all this stress, financial burden on the people, and one, excuse me to say, hungry buffalo who calls himself a minister will sit up there and be squandering people's money.
Yeah.
It is absurd, and they need to take all these people on one by one.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
In fact, we are tired.
Every country, huh?
But sincerely speaking, we are tired.
I don't know if you saw one is a UK minister, prime minister. He resigned because things was not going on well as he planned. Ghana, I bet not.
Oh no. For us,
I bet name this Canada. I ever say OSP, for instance, see his office, no tangible results.
Yeah.
He's supposed to resign, give it to another person. I bet name scan every month he's being paid.
But the president has already said he should be there.
Yeah, he should be there. President Akasa,
who are you? With what you said, I remember during the previous administration when things were going bad with our finances, there was another similar incident like that in, I think, US also. And the minister resigned.
You see?
He resigned, though.
He resigned.
Immediately, people start complaining that things were not going well, he resigned. Oh, check on my own 7 letter.
And one minister who went birthday party he resigned. People were like, we are hungry and you are doing birthday party for your son. He resigned.
The laws are working. But when you come here, I feel like we are joking. Seriously. The
laws are there.
But we are not enforcing it. We are not enforcing it. So, Miss Regina, are you happy with the the response of the Attorney General?
I'm very happy, and I know by next week at this time, Friday, we would be hearing good news as to whether he would be taken on or he would be left to go scot-free. If he is left to go scot-free, then it tells a lot about our judicial system. As at now, most people, out of 100%, 99.9% of Ghanaians do not have trust in the judicial system. The reason being so is because most of these people have their way, they bribe their way, they pay their way out to make sure that at the end of the day, song. But we are not supposed to run like that as a judicial system. As judges, as lawyers, as the court on its own, it shouldn't be enticed when it comes to material things. It shouldn't be enticed when it comes to money. Because I believe and I know that these people are being paid adequately well. Their allowances and other stuffs they take. It's just like an accountant who is greedy with money. But you are being paid well so that we need incorporate sikana ebebano. Simple as that. But no, our judicial system needs to sit up right. They need to make sure that they satisfy the people because they are there for the people. Say yanko di boni obi en ho di case bebro. Nti ye di boni na mo hwe na asem no mo nka ni ye. Say ye amon fan to baby eda. Mamu nchia ne nka nchen ye say ye zet eno de ye engine to mu. So I'm very happy with the decision.
Okay.
I hope and I wish Chema to me all the best on Friday.
Chema to me. How? See, if we should say that we are not feeling what you are going through.
Hey, yeah, feeling it. Because sometimes I see his face and
you can tell that this man is going through a lot. But the law is still the law. We need to do the right thing so that we don't see and sad things happening again. Now, I think there is a new development on Sedina issue. Manasseh Azure has confirmed that she is in Insawon prison. After medical care at police hospital, she is now in Insawon prison. This is from Manasseh Azure. He said,
so nothing is wrong with her. She's fit enough.
She is fit enough. Yeah.
Okay. Good luck to her. Staying as a baby, yeah. And after all, she has enjoyed all the enjoyment.
So it's enjoyment being beautiful. It's a no, the near kind of
like a young colankit and kitten anka, your bedroom home, but we are penny.
Bubble brave.
Exactly. You've enjoyed a lot of money. If she had come down to make sure that she go through all the process, like by now, or even by now, because it's maybe Jessica.
Yes. And I'm sure maybe, every president that comes on board, they give amnesty. You might be involved.
No. Those people, they should not give. No public official should be giving amnesty. It's for the people in Insawon prison who some of them have been jailed wrongfully. Some people just common petty things which can be solved. I heard of one girl's story also called isn't a sister or a brother abroad here. Untia finds a thanks to 25 CDs went to me. She's in jail. It was due to crime check that we got to know that story. And crime check is finding all the possible means to make sure that they release her. Those are the people who need the amnesty, not public officials who have sat in power for how many years now. Those people, do you know the money they are taking? And where was she working? Insurance company. Insurance company, they pay them more. They'll pay them, they'll give them allowance, they'll give them that SIC insurance. One woman, when the list came out, Gardiner
was taking.
Gardiner is even taking allowance.
Yes, the security, the maid is also taking an allowance. Yes, and even her travel expenses are being catered for. You might be a deal. Serious.
My dear, and these people will still be greedy on top. Like, what are you looking for? Imagine me, I'm working and I'm being paid 10,000 CDs.
Oliver Twist will always ask for more.
No.
This one is Oliver Twist.
It's bad.
Oliver Twist
is bad.
Okay, so Miss Regina, your final words.
My final words. First off, to Sadina Tamaklo, I wish you all the best as you are serving your 10-year sentence. Don't worry, the 10-year sentence will come very soon. Yes, it will come very soon. I know you are like a mother to all, because looking at her age, she's my mother.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be happy if my mother had to go through this.
Your mother will not do that.
Exactly. But if she was truly my mother, she deserves it. She needs to face the wrath of the law. And men castle me ma mean to no. And also to Chairman to me, he's also a father. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what he's going through. But I thought that Nipa no ya no kasa.
Yeah.
And no sometimes your mouth will take you far. Your mouth will also kill you.
Yeah.
So they should serve as an example and deterrent to all the people in the who are holding public offices.
Yeah.
They need to make sure that they serve diligently. Loyalty, integrity should be their hallmark and nothing else.
Yeah.
If someone wants to indulge you in any criminal activities, one so on the onion your bit me are complicated. Maybe I'm not with their son, but as I say, you are seen with the person, they might seem as if you are also indulgent. So they need to be very careful and good work to the officials, the judges, the lawyers, the Ghana Prison Service, Ghana Police Service, Minister of Interior, Attorney General, OSP, only the 5%. He's doing well. So kudos to them, and they should make sure that they arrest Chama to me Friday.
Okay, so just as we are moving into the weekends, any advice for our young people out there?
Our young people, go to church. Don't go to a wash. Someone has packed. Someone has packed their things.
Friday.
They've packed their things. The host said me mama futu. But this has be ask mama futu. Be ask mama futu. Me can put me here futu. But Friday into for. Friday ya koshie. But who ya koshie no shawun husu ye. Shawun yo Monday na obeti sa obefa na ofa.
Exactly. So guys, we will end it here. This has been so educative and informative as well. To Chemawun to me. We've worn your shoe here and then we understand what you are going through, but the law is the law, and the law is supposed to take its course. Just as the Attorney General has released a response that the plea bargaining of a thing wouldn't work, so the final judgment is still on July 3rd, and we are all eager to know the outcome of this whole issue. And so to say the Natama class, well, the law is the law, and please be safe in Sawon prison. Thank you for making time with us as usual. And do want to log on to our platforms from Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all streaming platforms for more news updates. And you see this? I'm not just wearing this for fun. No, I'm telling you. Ghana, say Ghana. Tomorrow we are meeting. But this is why. So tomorrow we are meeting with Croatia. Yes, we are meeting them at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Our people are doing so well. Please, let's keep the support. Let's keep it up there and support them with all our might and prayers. They need it. This is the time they need it the most. So please, as I said during the starting of the show, if you are not outside the country, if you won't go to Croatia to view the match, please, we will be streaming it live here on Ghana Talks Radio on all streaming platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all the apps you can think of. We'll be streaming live. So please, you join us and then you predict. This one is follow up. Just predict. When you win, you're going to receive a prize that will shock you. So please do well. At 9 p.m. You can come to a field lodge. If you live around Anya and eat enclaves, you can come in here to watch the live match. If you've been hearing of DJ Q, you've not seen him before. The sports general, he's here himself. You will see him in person. You get it. So do all to come. If you can't make it here in person, please, all you need is to buy data at 9 p.m. Just log in www.GhanaTalksRadio.com or YouTube Ghana Talks Radio, Twitter Ghana Talks Radio. TikTok, GhanaTalks Radio, and then Facebook, GhanaTalks Radio. I am Deborah Dawson. Thank you so much. Good morning once again. Bye-bye.
Wake up, Ghana, your morning star, right? News, views, inspiration, and great conversations. From Accra to the world, we bring the fresh stories, fresh energy every morning, full of fire.